Live and direct, man. Sports Unplugged coming to you straight from the WGCI studios right here, Clear Channel, 27th floor. Of course, it's me, Leon Rogers, back from my NBA tour. I'm back now. I promise you a show a week. I promise. I swear to God, you all won't have any more reasons to cuss us out. A show a week, even if it ain't nothing but a 6-minute blurb. You all will get content from us weekly. We about to take this to the next level. Of course, when I mean by we, I mean my right-hand man, the man who pushes all the buttons, the bells and whistles, Big Med, a.k.a. C.T. Fletcher clone. Grow!
I command you.
I command you
to grow.
All you bonbon eating motherfuckers on your couch, scared to overtrain. But be scared if you don't have the testicular fortitude. But me, I'm gonna grow.
Grow.
If he don't make you want to work out, I don't know who can. It's either him or Richard Simmons. Which route you want to take? I don't know what's up, man. But let's get right into it.
Yes, sir. It's been a while. It's been June 26th is the last time we were on here.
Ain't that crazy?
June 26th. That was 3 weeks ago.
I've turned 42 since then.
I've been to New Orleans since
You've
then.
been to New Orleans. I've been to L.A., San Francisco, Charlotte,
Dallas,
D.C., Philly, New Jersey, and Dallas.
Yeah.
Since then, so
it's been a lot of stuff going on.
It's hectic,
but we back.
Yeah. First out the gate, we talking about.
Well, we have to talk about it because it was the biggest news while we were gone.
Yes.
Dwight Howard.
Dwight Howard going
to the Houston Rockets.
The Houston Rockets, which immediately makes them a contender. I'm surprised that they haven't shipped Jeremy Lin out. Omer Asik said he wanted to leave, but they're really trying to talk him in the stand and running the Twin Towers.
Well, they're not. It's not talking him into it. They're saying you're not going nowhere.
Well, I got a feeling he's gonna he's gonna be hurt a lot this year.
Well, I mean, Asik.
He had a good season last year.
He had a good season for him. I understand it sucks. Hey, man. It sucks. It really does when you go to a situation.
Because you just left the situation where you were playing behind someone.
And the thing is, he didn't make a big fuss about playing behind Joakim because, he didn't know any better. Right. But then you go to Houston, you improve. Because he was improving
vastly
throughout the whole season where he became
double for the season.
10 and 10. You see him throw up some monster numbers, some 20 and 15s and sometimes. And so when you feel like that, you get that comfortable with it.
Now it goes back to zero when this guy steps in.
Exactly, and they can't play together. You're not going to see that.
No way, shape, or form.
They can't play together. Dwight Howard's not that kind of player where he can play the four and move around because his offensive skills ain't like that. But the thing is, he's still an upgrade over Asik. I see whatever his name is. Let
me ask you a question, and I find this ironic.
Mm-hmm.
Dwight Howard said that he didn't really like LA's offense, D'Antoni's offense.
Mm-hmm.
What's different about Houston's offense? They come down and they throw up shots. I mean, Harden, the guys,
and pick and roll, pick and roll to death.
What is the difference?
Let me tell you what the difference is. First of all, there's no Kobe. That's number one. Number two, there's no D'Antoni. Now the thing is, you have Kevin McHale there. That changes things a little bit.
He's a big man.
Yes, they run the similar offense, but McHale is not going to let. McHale has not had a center like this.
Right, and he's not going to let that talent go to waste.
McHale's going to feed the center.
I feel you.
You know that. I mean, they're sitting this in because everyone was saying it. I'm like,
what's the difference?
The offense is the same.
Shoot more they throw it up more.
This is what they do. But the thing is, McHale looking at him like, dog, I got you. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna throw you some stuff. But the thing is, Dwight Howard, I don't know if it's hard for him to realize this. Your offensive skill set.
It's 5 feet into the basket.
Is not that good,
and it's only from 5 feet into the basket.
Your post game is suspect. It's all right. You know what I'm saying? I can't go to Dwight on a regular basis, feed him in the post, and no, he's not like Shaq. Not like Shaq. Boom, boom, dunk, hook. Dwight Howard's not that good when it comes to that. His thing is defense, grabbing rebounds, putting shots back, every once in a while going into and pick and roll.
Right.
Even though he said he doesn't like pick and roll, that's your bread and butter, baby. You run that.
Well, maybe his game will get more refined, seeing as you got out there with Olajuwon
and McHale,
Kevin McHale. Maybe we'll see.
Maybe you'll see
him turn the corner in his game.
But the thing is,
because they can be a threat in the West.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. That offense that even with D'Antoni, I said Dwight would be fit fine for that, D'Antoni. Because I'm thinking Amari Stoudemire, if he was an all-star off of this, good God, what can you do with it? But the thing is, Amari Stoudemire can knock down a shot every once in a while from the outside.
And I think L.A. needed a stretch four.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would have worked better.
They tried to make Powell one, but
if L.A. would have had a stretch four that could
like a Ryan Anderson and Hedo Turkoglu,
that would have been better. It just didn't work in L.A. But let's go to something. I was watching First Take, and how they have different rappers on. They had Nelly on.
Mm-hmm. Nelly's always a cool person. I've always liked Nelly on there.
I like Cornell, and Nelly made a statement that I agreed with him 60% of the statement, but because of the person who he was defending, it makes it hard to defend that person.
Right.
Anybody else, I'm going full tilt with it. Now, he basically said, he posed the question, why in all these years in the league, no free agent has said, hey, I want to go to L.A. and play with Kobe. You've had free agents say, hey, I want to go to Boston and play with Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce and Ray Allen. You've had free agents that say, hey, I want to go to San Antonio and play with Tim Duncan. You've had free agents that say, hey, I want to go play with LeBron James, of course. But nobody has ever really said, except one person, and he's gone now, and that's Ron Artest, said he wanted to play with Kobe. And he made the statement, he said, L.A. fans allow Kobe to be spoiled. He never gets the blame for anything. And I kind of felt what he was saying. But when he tried to turn it into the context of defending Dwight Howard, here's why I had to get off that bandwagon. Because Dwight Howard is very immature.
Mm-hmm.
He showed it with the whole Orlando fiasco. Mm-hmm. No, I want to stay. No, I want to go. No, I want to stay. Mm-hmm. No, I want to go. You know what? That's it. I'm leaving. Okay, I'm going to give you guys one more year. You know what? After this year, I'm gone. Mm-hmm. That was just immature. You kept fans. You strung fans along. You strung ownership along. Mm-hmm. One thing I've always said about Carmelo Anthony, he pretty much told them at the beginning of the year, hey, man, make something happen because I'm gone. Mm-hmm. If you can't make a trade happen, you're going to lose me because I'm not coming back.
Right.
LeBron could have did his thing a little bit better, but at the end of the day, the level of immaturity that Dwight Howard showed doing that, then when you get to L.A., you're still not satisfied. You start crying there. So, in a sense, I was never mad about Dwight Howard going where he wanted to go. That's your right.
Right, that's your right.
That's your right to go wherever you want to go. I don't feel no allegiance to no teams because they don't have allegiance to players. When they're done with you, they throw you on the trash heap with everybody else. But I do have a problem with him defending in that case. But what he said about Kobe was true. Mm-hmm. Let's look at it. You inherited Shaq. Okay?
Right. Yeah,
you inherited Shaq and ended up pushing, who was the two guard that was pretty nice there?
Eddie Jones.
You ended up pushing him out the door.
Right.
Now, Shaq leaves.
Right.
Shaq goes and wins the title with D. Wade.
Mm-hmm.
You suffer from, what was it, 2004 to 2007?
I want to say 2007.
The 2 years. We know the 2 years that Steve Nash won the MVP.
That was the 2 years. That was when Shaq was in. Shaq was in Miami one of those years, or both of those
Miami
years.
And then Boston. Now Miami. I think he only play with Miami for like 2 years. Right?
2 years, yeah.
Then he went to Boston.
Right.
Then he went to Cleveland.
Right.
Then he was done.
Right. I'm sorry, in Phoenix.
In Phoenix.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, you struggled from when Shaq left to maybe 2007, 2008 when they started making the moves and they got.
I mean, now Kobe technically didn't struggle. Kobe was,
but the franchise
struggled. Yeah, the team wasn't that good.
Openly said that these dudes was bums.
Mm-hmm.
Smush Parker, Kwame Brown, hell nobody. Why is it during that time nobody said, "Yo, Kobe, I'm coming to help you get a ring"?
Mm-hmm.
Shaq was like, "Yo, I'll go play with D. Wade."
Right.
Why didn't anyone come to Kobe's aid? Now,
well, here's the thing with that. It wasn't cool to team up with other superstars at that time. No one was really doing it. Shaq was that was Shaq's last, I guess, dominant year was when he won a championship with D. Wade. That was pretty much, he was done after that. And then he started ring chasing after that, nobody was really doing that. Nobody was going to, I'm going to go play with this guy. We're going to play together. Basically at that time, no one was doing that until 2008
when the Celtics
did.
I'm not even talking about major superstars. Really glamorous, glorified role players didn't even want to come play with them. By the time Karl Malone, Gary Payton, all of them made their little run to L.A., they were ring chasing.
Yeah.
They were done.
Yeah, they were done.
As athletes.
Right.
But I'm saying, like, not even guys like a Ron Harper. You know what I'm saying? Who wasn't a star.
Ron was there.
No, I'm saying
you mean
guys
like him. I got you.
We're not knocking on, because that's all Kobe needed was some real strong role players, and he could have won another title. I mean, he didn't need studs.
He didn't have much, and it was kind of, I don't know. Was
they
it more
got
so
an 8th seed with one of those bum teams?
Was it more so Kobe or was it management? Because
it's a combination.
It's a combination of both. Because I'm looking at those squads that he was on. He really didn't have nothing.
No,
he didn't have anybody with him before they got Powell.
No,
and when they got Powell,
that was a trade.
Mm-hmm. And they traded and they got Powell, and
you draft Bynum.
Mm-hmm.
So then you end up trading Bynum for Dwight Howard.
Right.
So what I'm saying is, there's nobody that walked up and said, like, a lot of the NBA guys associate with each other outside of it. Bron and D Wade have a strong relationship.
Carmelo, all of them guys.
Carmelo, all of them guys, they have a strong relationship. Zach Randolph and Gasol, Mark Gasol, have a strong. They have a bond. They talk to each other. Blake Griffin kicks it with different people.
CP3,
Chris Paul is cool
with everybody.
Right. Even when Jordan played, he was cool with Barkley.
Oakley.
Cool with Ewing. Cool with Oakley.
Right.
Pippen was his best friend. These guys all jam together. Kobe doesn't jam with anybody. He's a loner. And does that translate into, I want to go play with this guy?
Well, I mean,
and sacrifice my game because Kobe's not going to give up any shots.
No, I know. I believe so. I believe when you are a lone wolf like that, and Kobe's always
one man wolf pack.
Yeah, that's what he does. He's the leader of the pack, and then he rules with like an iron fist in practice. You know what I'm saying? Not a lot of guys can handle that. Like when Dwight said, well, he didn't say it, but sources say that when Kobe came at him, said, "Let me teach you how to win a championship." I can understand that if he was a rookie, but at the end of the day,
9 years in,
I'm 10 years in. I've made it to the finals. Right. You know what I'm saying? I've played against you
with a roster
that
was worse than one of the ones you went to.
So he's like, teach me how to win. You know what I'm saying? If it's Dwight Howard, whose ego is up there, you know what I'm saying? You can't. What are you talking about? Teach me. I'm a grown man. You know what I'm saying? That's how you're looking at him. So that's gonna be a turnoff to a lot of guys.
And they said they didn't have nothing to do with him. I said I think he totally was offended.
If you hear another grown man tell you, "I'm gonna teach you how to do,"
what?
You for instance, you've been in the game for a minute, right?
Right. 17 years.
Now hold on, Kevin Hart. He is, he's up there right now.
He's been in about 13 to 14.
Right.
3 years, but
he's on that next level.
That level.
So if even being in that level, if Kevin Hart comes to you, Leon, let me teach you how to actually do this thing, man.
I look at him like he was crazy.
Right.
But people will say he's drunk from he's had won the brass ring. He's drank from the golden chalice, and I haven't. But that all depends on what you determine successful, because that would be like him being this multi-mega star, and I tell him, well, let me show you how to do this radio thing.
Right.
Because that's not what you've been doing.
Right.
So,
but I mean, that's what I'm saying.
And he probably look at me like, what? I got movies.
Right. I can. Well, yeah, but
talk.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you have a grown, like, people say you shouldn't be.
Testosterone.
Yeah.
Thing.
You have somebody that, like, Kobe's won 5 champions. He knows how to win. But I'm like, as a grown man, been in the league for 9 years, you can't tell that to somebody.
I've kept Orlando relevant.
Exactly. You can't say that to Dwight Howard. You can't tell him, I'm going to teach you how to win. Let me teach you how to win.
Kwame Brown.
But the thing is, Kobe has said that in the public. I'm going to teach him how to. I'm going to show him the ropes. I'm showing him the ropes. He's a vet. This is a vet you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? This ain't some kid. This ain't buying them that you're talking about.
And it goes back to the point I was saying. Nelly hit the nail on the head. And some things, it's just that the person he was defending, like, you can't use Dwight Howard
right
as the test pattern.
Right.
if it had been a Derrick Rose, a Kevin Durant, a guy we know that doesn't rock the boat and plays basketball hard all the time, doesn't whine or cry about anything, you can go full bore with that, and people might be like, well, yeah, you're right.
Right.
But you can't use Dwight Howard because Dwight Howard has been known to flip-flop and be flaky.
Right.
So he's not a good standpoint. I will say this, though. Well, let me ask you this question. Does Shaq win those 3 rings in L.A. without Kobe?
Shaq might have gotten one. We're talking about we're just missing Kobe, right?
The roster's still the same. We're just missing Kobe.
We got Phil as the coach, right?
Everything's the same. Kobe's the only piece missing.
He gets a ring. He gets a ring. I don't think he gets 3. He's not gonna get 3.
I think he would have got 2.
But what I'm saying is he would have gotten something.
Right. Now let's flip it. Take Shaq out the equation.
Right.
Same roster, just Kobe.
Just Kobe. Kobe might have gotten one, maybe. But the thing is. No, he might not. No, he's not gonna get one because the thing is, you compare him to Jordan. Jordan had Pippen, and I don't care what nobody says. Pippen is one of the best players of all time at what he does. You know what I'm saying?
Lock cats down.
And Kobe didn't have that. Kobe had Shaq. You know what I'm saying? Dominant
he had
big
a dominant force in the middle.
Exactly. You take that dominant big man out without replacing him with somebody that's dominant in some other area. No, he's not gonna win the championship. Mike wouldn't have won a championship without. Or at least wouldn't have won 6 without Scotty.
So even in this day and age, when now it's cool to join up because like the rumors I have it that
the Lakers. Stop that whole thing. When I saw that come across the screen, I'm like, what? We knew this like 3 years ago. When we knew this when LeBron signed with Miami for those 3 years, and he said he can opt out in them 3 years. Everybody knew the Lakers were going after him in 3 years. Like this is not old.
Will get him?
No.
I said he would
first of all
in Miami or he'll go back to Cleveland.
Hey man, if he wins another chip and he leaves Miami, he's an idiot.
No.
Huh?
I don't think so. If he wins another chip,
why would you leave?
Listen, D Wade is on the decline. Let's be honest, D Wade is on the decline. We don't know. Bosh is a wild card.
Okay.
There's nothing else tangible on that roster after those 3.
Okay.
And there's nothing else that's going to come there after those 3. Why not, as LeBron James, you grab 3 chips in Miami.
And bounce?
Listen, hear me out.
Okay.
The perfect story. Now, when we talk LeBron James, you can't just talk basketball. You have to talk the global empire, which is LeBron James. Just like when you speak of Michael Jordan, you didn't speak of Michael Jordan, the basketball player. You spoke of him as the entity of basketball. What better story and still possibly have a chance to win 2 or 3 more titles if he says, okay, my work here in Miami is done. The prodigal son returns home to Cleveland, plays with one of the most talented point guards in the league, Kyrie Irving, Tristan Thompson, and some of the other young pieces that they have in place now that are going to get a chance to grow. And now he's coming in as the older elder statesman, not looking to run the team because it's Kyrie's squad, and he'll accept that. But now he can be LeBron, the facilitator, and still got guys around him that can get buckets. And wait a minute. Besides Indiana and Chicago, who in the East could stop them from getting back to the finals with him on that team?
Nobody.
With those guys.
No. Hold on.
And that's not. That's a made for.
I'm gonna tell you something real quick. Because you said that
it's a business.
No, hold on. But here's something that I can't accept from what you said right there. You say that he could come back as a facilitator, elder statement. LeBron will be 28 next year.
Okay.
If he come back to Cleveland, that's his team.
But
here's the thing.
You're missing what I'm
No, I'm not missing what you're saying. I'm going to tell you this right now.
He won't mind. He has the confidence.
I got you.
That a Kyrie Irving can close out a game.
No. I got you. The team would be a lot better than what he left it.
It would be way better. They'd be instant contender.
I'm gonna tell you if he goes back to Cleveland. Let me tell you what makes that happen. Andrew Bynum playing well. Let Andrew Bynum play well this year. Let him come back and play like a dominant big man. LeBron will definitely go back. I can see that going.
Andrew Bynum doesn't play well. That team, without Andrew Bynum and with LeBron James and on the roster is still just as good or better as anybody in the East, and young and talented at all the positions.
Well,
Waiters is a good shooting guard. He's a good two. They're great on defense. Mike Brown. The situation is unfolding right in front of your eyes.
I know.
The coach that he came in, that coached them when they were the best defensive team in the league, when half of the players on that roster ain't as good as the guys that's on there now.
Right.
If we go position by position, who was their starting point guard?
Mo Williams.
Mo Williams. Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
No contest. Two guard.
I forget.
Waiters is better than probably whoever.
It was Anthony Parker.
Waiters over Parker, no brainer. You put LeBron back at the 3. He's better than what he was
back then.
In the middle, I don't care who.
Jonas Elgauskas and then Anderson Varejao.
I'll take Varejao right now, and Tristan Thompson. You can probably move him to play the 5 because he plays the 4 right now. Right? You can move him to play the 5.
No.
In the East.
No,
and what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, when you combine that. When you combine LeBron's age, he's only 28 now. So one more season with that, he'll be going back. If he went back to Cleveland, he'll be going back as a 30-year-old player.
No, 29. He's 27 right now.
But I'm just saying.
Yeah.
29, 30, you put him in that range. You put him with a bunch of guys who are all under 25 and hungry and have the same mindset that he has, with a defensive-minded coach. And this Cleveland team, unlike those other ones, will have other offensive options than just LeBron.
Right.
And it paints out just think about it. 4 years ago, they were burning that man's jersey. To come home now, for the owner to have to eat crow, for the fans to have to eat crow, and for the king to come back to where he started and get chips for them. Dude, at that point and all, when you paint that whole story, and I know I'm going to catch hell from a lot of Jordan fans for that, that might be the most ultimate story in the NBA. That's the only thing that can top your father dying and you winning the championship and you hugging a trophy like this. The king comes home from conquering other lands and returns and wears the crown in Cleveland. And he do something crazy like, what's the name of the arena they playing out there?
The Q, Quickens.
We like, I will change the name back to the Gund Arena.
The Gun.
The Gun. I mean, he just, dog, you can't write a better story.
No. I understand that. I still think he stays in Miami. I believe he's
and
stay in Miami.
And the only story that'll trump that, Kobe Bryant comes back this year with a torn Achilles and makes a valiant run into the finals and gets it down to Game 7, win or lose.
That's not.
You throw him now. He sits
happen.
at the table with Jordan. I'm just saying.
They're talking about Kobe.
It is not when they're talking
about Kobe to come back for the preseason.
No, if it does, dog. What does this mean though? Like if it does, I don't care what you say. I'm gonna look at Derek kind of funny.
Nah, look, man.
36-year. How old's Kobe?
36.
A 36-year-old man
35,
tore his Achilles in the playoffs.
And he's back for preseason?
And Achilles, to me, that's right up there with the ACL.
Well, yeah, because Achilles
sprained it, dog. You can't.
Achilles is a career changer right there. But here's the thing. Kobe's mindset. There's not that many players in the league that have that kind of mindset.
I get it.
You know that. That man's played with injuries where I'm like, why are you even out there?
But it's still your body, though.
I understand that. So he has more control. He understands his body, or he has a better understanding of how he works.
Functions, right.
And, hey, you can't really blame Derek. Derek says, I ain't comfortable yet. I ain't comfortable yet. Hey, do you, man. Whatever you comfortable with, you go and you do it. Kobe, he don't care.
But
give me one hand. I'll make it happen.
Don't look like
they always hey, it ain't just an old man. That's old man Kobe we're talking about.
I feel you.
That's old man Kobe. Kobe who plays with only three fingers on his hands at work. That man shoots with 2 bad fingers. That's his shooting hand that's out there with torn ligaments in it and taped up and hanging out there. That's what he's doing. That's Kobe Bryant. I ain't mad at Derrick Rose because old man Kobe, old man Mamba, old man Black Mamba Kobe Bryant is going to come back from Achilles. I think he's coming back too soon. But I'm not going to say that. Why? Because Kobe knows his body better than anybody.
On a side note, real quick, we'll get back to it. You crucify me. You throw me under the bus. You tell me that I'm a fool for being excited about what we call the WNBA.
Right.
The Chicago Sky is in first place.
Yeah, they are.
And they are what? And what did I say?
You said it.
What
Hey,
did I
you said
say
it
on
right
this
here.
show?
Hold on. I'm be honest with you. Hold on. Now, I'll be honest because I forgot because Swin Cash was up here.
Yes, her fine self.
She
Shout
is,
out to Swin
hey,
Cash. I love you.
Swin Cash. I saw Swin Cash. I was like, oh my
goodness.
God.
Body issue. Go pick that up, ESPN.
I was like, Swin is just lovely, but
beautiful.
you know, Della Don, Swin Cash. They turned
Della
around.
Don is the leading vote getter for the All-Star game. Not Brittany Griner.
But the thing is, I'm looking at Della. I've seen the highlights. I'm like, Della Don is
putting but the white female Dirk Nowitzki. I called this at the beginning of the year. They are kicking teeth in. And the matchup with Brittany Griner, they sent Brittany and them home with an L. I told you, Brittany, when she came, and I love Brittany Griner. I think she's going to be great. But there are goons in the WNBA. Sylvia Fowles is one of them.
We still got Sylvia Fowles?
Yes! Della Don gives it to you however you want it. The point guard, Epiphany. Epiphany Prince.
No, you're right.
Swin is just a veteran that sits there at the 2, locks up on D, and gives you the little spice work when you need it.
You did talk about and look, the Sky probably look like they probably win a championship this year.
They locking up.
Della Don putting in work, dog. She is putting in work.
Listen, man, and I said, you know what? I said I don't usually get excited about women's basketball.
You under a game yet?
But I'm back now. I'm done with the NBA thing. I will be at every Sky home game for the rest of the season. That's already been worked out. I'm about to be their Jack Nicholson. Straight up. I'm on the sidelines. Chicago's 11-4.
Yeah, they're 11-4. I think they're number one in the conference.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're number one in the conference.
And in the West Conference, you got Minnesota, the Lynx are 11-3. Los Angeles are 11-5.
Yeah.
Atlanta Dream, they're 10-4. And that's in the conference, they're 7-1. The Sky 7-1 in conference. They're 6-1 at home.
No, they're beasts right now.
They're 5-3
they're
on the road.
right
Their
now.
last 10, they're 7 out of 3.
Hey, look. Hey, do you see me complaining about this? No, I'm good. Go ahead, man.
I'm just saying, dog. I told you my girls was gonna get it in.
I completely forgot that that Swin Cash was on this team.
She's a goon.
I was like, why Swin Cash up here? And she had I thought she was on another team, but Swin Cash was up here looking lovely. It was good stuff. Now back to the NBA.
Fam, she's averaging. Della Don is averaging 19-5.
Yeah, as a rookie.
Epiphany Prince, 16 points, 3 assists a game. Sylvia Fowles, 14-11.
Their starting lineup is
Swin Cash, 9 points, 2 assists.
The starting lineup is a beast. You can't really take away from that. Swin Cash is 33 years old and is cruising right now. Swin Cash can be a leader of any other team if she wants to.
Listen.
This is a good situation for Swin.
Listen.
I
got you talking about the WNBA. Get excited. It's here.
It's here.
It ain't going nowhere for a while. The Sky might get a chip before any other of these bum-ass teams in Chicago do.
Hey, man.
And I'm going to be right
the
there. The
Blackhawks just got one.
Well, okay, minus the Blackhawks.
Okay.
But how many of us watch hockey? How many of us knew that it was 3 brothers on the team? 3 brothers.
They got brothers on the team, but they don't play.
Nah, that's not true. One of them was the goalie when they were alternating the goalies.
It's Crawford that was the main
yeah.
goalie, though. You know.
Now, the other 2, my man from Denmark and the other one that's from Kenya, they got brothers. Monty on the squad.
Hey, man, I remember when that Big Buff on the team. Big Buff.
Buff.
Yeah, Buff.
But Buff was like a light black. These boys is Guinness Stout black. I'm just playing, Buff. Listen. I'm excited.
Next time, hey, I'm gonna go with you.
Please do, man. Enjoy yourself. When they win the title, I want to be right in there with the locker room. Champagne spraying all over each other. Yeah.
Really?
I want to be there.
Yeah.
I want to be there.
Wait.
How does that work now? Women can come into the men's locker rooms now.
Yeah.
Can men
we
be in the
should be
women's
able
locker
to.
room?
We should.
And they coming out the
should.
shower, because like it's been male players that come out the shower with nothing but they towel on. You know what I'm saying? Talking to the press. You know what I'm saying? Dang-a-lang, hanging all out. I'm like, hey man, put that up. You know what I'm saying? But perhaps Swin Cash come out in a towel and give an interview, or do we have to wait? Because if we do have to wait, I'm gonna say that's unfair, and I'm gonna do an ESPN 30 for 30 about how I changed when men could be in the women's locker. Because I don't think that's fair. Women can be in our locker room. I should get to be in there.
Let them take their towels off.
Do whatever. She can sit there, say, man, we.
No, man, that's the title. That's the title of your document. Let them take the towels off.
Boom, big man. That's why I mess with you. That's why.
Let them take the towels off.
No, back to the NBA.
Right.
I totally agree with a lot what Nelly was saying, and that's not that I don't like Kobe. I still think Kobe, when it's all said and done, is going to be one of the top 3 ever to play this sport.
Right.
To play this game, but he said himself he's a hard teammate to deal with.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't tolerate a lot of BS. If you don't have a high basketball IQ like he does, you're probably gonna catch hell. I mean, look, he put Paul Gasol through the torture rack.
Yeah, he did.
Step up, you need to play.
He's playing soft.
No support. Like he bombed on him, and Powell could have went 2 ways with that. He could have used it as motivation and got better.
He dropped the bombs on Andrew Bynum. Andrew Bynum. Remember when he wanted Jason Kidd?
Yeah.
I don't care about. How you get rid of him? I was like, man.
Jordan never did.
No.
Magic never did.
Jordan did.
Jordan punched you in the eye in practice.
Yeah, Jordan.
But that was behind closed.
Jordan did dirty stuff to you during practice, but
But I got it. But he
never knew. You never heard him doing that. Now, we got a lot of stuff. First of all, Andrew Bynum going to Cleveland.
Yeah.
If he plays well, how do you think they're going to do this year?
They will be a team, like I said.
I don't know.
They were a 6 or 7.
I saw somebody say
7 seed.
Because we're talking about
Bynum plays well.
We're just talking about free agency and everything, all the movement that's happened in the offseason so far, which has been a lot of movement that's happened in the offseason this year. Somebody said this. I think it was Bob Ryan of the Boston Globe. He said, if you go, we all know in the Eastern Conference, we know who the 4 teams are that are in before the season starts.
Miami, Indiana, Brooklyn, Chicago.
Boom. That's your 4. After that,
and you got to say New York. 5.
Oh, I'm sorry, and New York. We know the 5. I'm sorry, the 5.
After that, it's a toss-up.
After that, anybody can get into the playoffs. 6, 7, and 8 wide open.
And I think that would be Cleveland.
Cleveland can get in.
Washington.
Hold on. Boston can still get in.
I don't think Boston.
They're saying
they could get in, but
they can get in with Rondo still playing point guard. They can get in.
Cleveland, Washington.
Cleveland, Washington. Everyone's talking about this is the year Washington gets into the playoff with John Wall.
They're going to get in this year.
Cleveland can get in.
After that, you're right. I will say Boston because after that, you got Philadelphia, Toronto, Detroit.
Hold on,
and I'm not going to sleep on Detroit though.
And I'm not going to sleep on Toronto. Toronto with Jonas with the center Valanciunas. They got rid of Bargnani, which was great.
Right.
They still got Rudy Gay. They still got DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah.
They got Kyle Lowry, who's a point guard. Toronto got a nice team up there.
Yeah.
They got Maji Uriursi, who's a new GM up there.
Yeah.
Toronto be all right if they keep everybody together.
Yeah.
And they're probably going to move DeRozan or somebody.
Positions 6 through 8
is a flux. Anybody. The only thing that the only thing that we know for certain is Milwaukee's gonna be one of the worst teams in the league. Charlotte's gonna be one of the worst teams in the league.
Yes, they are. Even with the name change.
And that doesn't come up until after they get Wiggins.
Right.
Or
they're not gonna get Wiggins.
They're probably not.
The Lakers are gonna get Wiggins.
Orlando. It depends. I like the young squad. They got.
And I like Oladipo.
I like Oladipo. I like Tobias Harris. I like that young center that they got, who's just a double machine. They got Harkless. They have pieces. If that young GM of theirs moves some pieces and makes it right, within a couple years, Orlando will be all right. But they're not going to make the playoffs this year. I want to transition, but Boston trading Garnett and Paul Pierce to New Jersey. I'm sorry, 6 teams. Or did you add New Jersey into that?
Brooklyn.
You did say Brooklyn?
Yeah, I did say Brooklyn.
Okay,
they were in my top 4.
All right, I got you. Cool. So
my top 4 were Miami, Indiana, Chicago, Brooklyn, and then New York.
And then
was
New
the
York.
5th guy.
Okay, cool.
So then after that,
It's a toss-up. So what do you think about Brooklyn? I'm gonna be honest with you. Everyone's talking about them being championship level competing with Miami. I'm saying maybe.
No, I'm saying they are. And the one thing the Brooklyn was missing, and this is why they lost to the Bulls last year.
Oh, was that
mental toughness? They didn't have it on their squad. You can name nobody. Deron Williams, for as great as a point guard he is, I don't think he's mentally tough.
Right.
When pressed and the pressure falls on him, he's not mentally tough. Joe Johnson's never been that guy. He's the guy, let me just sit over here and shoot and make my little money.
Right.
Gerald Wallace tries to be that guy. It
He's
ain't
gone.
happening. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Last year.
No. Somebody stayed, didn't they? He stayed. He stayed in the trade.
They didn't get rid of
He
Gerald
stayed. Gerald Wallace stayed. If I'm not mistaken, Gerald Wallace stayed.
It was Marshawn Brooks, Chris Humphries, Keith Bogans. Damn,
And,
was Gerald Wallace not part of that?
No, Gerald Wallace stayed.
How the hell were they able to do that?
He stayed.
I thought they needed to do that to get rid of that salary. Because Gerald Wallace makes about, what, 11, 12 million?
Gerald Wallace, hold on. I'll tell you right in a minute. He stayed.
Dang. So, yeah, Gerald Wallace. But
now, here's what I like. You got Deron Williams.
Mm-hmm.
You got Paul Pierce, who's going to give you toughness at the 3.
Mm-hmm.
You got KG, who's going to give you toughness at the 4. He's going to make Lopez a better player, a tougher guy, mean and a little defensive. Because that's Brook Lopez's fault. He buddy you all day on offense, but he's a damn doormat on defense. At the 2, you got guys like Jason Terry. Then think about it. You got guys like Andre Kirilenko coming off the bench.
Yeah.
You got Wallace coming off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
And you still have that.
Who can play multiple positions?
Pierce, Terry.
And Reggie Evans, my nigga.
Pierce, Terry, and Garnett bring that element of toughness.
Right.
Bring that. Look what Garnett did already that got people in Brooklyn fired up when he first got there. Yo, putting down my old number, wearing my man Malik Sealy number who died the night of my party. And he from Brooklyn. It's stuff like that that gets the city behind you.
Right.
That gets that instills a level of this how I do.
Mm-hmm.
I pay respect. This my Malik Sealy was my man. He was from here. This the number he wore. He died
at my
night at my party,
right.
coming home from my party. So it's only right while I'm out here in Brooklyn. I rep my man.
Well, you know what?
And that just spreads.
Yeah,
Andre Kirilenko, for him to say, hey, listen, man.
I'm giving up this $11 million.
My wife say I can have a threesome once out of the month. I'm going to come over here. Plus the connection with the Russian owner. He played for him.
Let's be honest. We all know what the hell went down with that.
Man, that's under the table.
You know the Russian billionaires giving them some that $11 million. Here you go. Just come on, let's do this. All right, cool.
Right. So I'm really thinking at the end of the day that toughness that these guys are gonna bring. Okay, look, they kept the rosters as follows: Deron Williams, DJ White, who's a serviceable guy, Jason Terry, Mizra Televic, Tyshawn Taylor's still there, Jerry Stackhouse is on the team, so Meek Shengalia, whoever the hell that is. I love to pick up Mason Plumlee coming off the bench, a down and dirty guy. Paul Pierce, Brook Lopez, Sean Livingston, Andre Kirilenko, Joe Johnson, Kevin Garnett, Reggie Evans, and Andre Blatch. Okay, well, they did get rid of Wallace. Where did he go, though?
He had to go to Boston. He
didn't go to Boston, though. I don't think he went to Boston.
I don't remember what happened to Gerald Wallace.
They might just waive.
No, he didn't.
No,
they didn't do that. I don't remember that one. But I could have sworn they needed him because they were taking in too much salary. When you take in Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce, they weren't giving enough salary. The only salary they were giving up was Chris Humphries.
But I thought something went down where they sent him back. Like they ended up not going with him.
That wasn't him.
Okay, he's there. Yeah, he's there.
He's where? Boston?
That Boston roster is not bad.
No, it's not. That's what I'm saying. With Rondo,
I'm sorry.
With that coach, the coach,
Chris Wilcox, Gerald Wallace, Jared Sullinger, who we're still waiting to come around. Rajon Rondo's a point guard who he makes everybody better. Kelly Olynyk has been killing in Vegas Summer League. The white boy from Gonzaga. Fab Melo, I forgot they still got him from Syracuse. I mean, he might be a borderline bum, but you get 7 feet. He's 7 feet 255.
They have Jeff Green.
Courtney Lee,
Jeff Green.
Chris Humphries, a guy we know that can grab rebounds. Jeff Green, Jordan Crawford, Marshawn Brooks.
Well, I love Marshawn Brooks.
Avery Bradley, Keith Bogans, and Brandon Bass.
That's what I'm saying. They'll be all right this year.
That is a decent squad.
They'll be okay. They might be 8 seed material.
Easy. Just based off Rondo getting everybody involved.
If Rondo stays healthy, they straight. They straight.
It's going to be interesting this year.
It is.
Very interesting.
It is. So,
well, let's look at the Bulls roster.
Yeah, I'm going to do that right now.
Let's upset. Let's upset. So let's look at the Chicago Bulls roster.
Not,
as of right now.
Let's not. We don't have to do that.
No, why not? I want to do it. I want people
There's
to.
really no need to look at the Bulls roster that has stayed the same the last 3 years, basically. I don't want
Bulls roster: Malcolm Thomas, Marcus Teague, Tony Snell, Derrick Rose, Nate Robinson, who's still a free agent. He still could be gone. Vladimir Radmanovic. I don't think he's going anywhere.
I think he's gone.
Joakim Noah, Eric Murphy, Nazir Muhammad, Kirk Heinrich, Taj Gibson, the great acquisition of Mike Dunleavy, Luol Deng, Daquan Cook, Jimmy Butler, and Carlos.
Yeah.
Is this really the fourth best team?
Yes.
In the East?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, it still is.
With Derek?
Yeah, with Derek. Heck, without Derek. You saw what they did without him last year.
Yeah, but
they were the 5th seed?
Yeah, my thing is this, though. It's kind of like...
They were the 5th seed last year.
It's kind of like the NFL and the read option. He got over on everybody the first year. Let's see how they've
been getting over on them for the last 2 or 3 years.
Different squad though. This squad was different from last year's squad. Was it or was it not?
No, yeah.
Okay. So my point is, it's a whole different set of players. I guarantee you, and based off that, with that system and everything, if the Bulls came back with that same roster and no Derrick Rose this year, they wouldn't be a 4th or 5th seed because teams would be ready for teams. Okay, well we know
this year
who's going to light us up.
Well, I'm saying this year. I'm saying
if
this
Derrick
year
didn't play this year, that team would not be a 4th or 5th seed again next year.
I believe so because what did we just say? There'd be 5 teams that are definitely in, and then the rest is we'll see what happens. The Bulls would be 5, 6 maybe, but I mean it's not. They'd be average, but they'd be better than the rest of the BS that's in the East. They'd be better than the rest that's in the East. I can tell you that right now. They'd still be 5, 6. I didn't think they'd be 4 or 5 last year. I did not expect that.
They'd beat Indiana. They wouldn't be Miami. They wouldn't be better than Brooklyn. I don't think they'd be better than
New York.
I don't think they'd
New York.
I don't think they'd be better than New York. I do not think they'd be better than New York. I do not think they would be better.
They might not. Hold on. They might not have a better record than New York, but I think they'd be better team. They would beat New York. That's what I think.
In one game?
In a series. No. New York couldn't handle them. New York did not win a game against them last year. Not one.
No.
New York couldn't beat them last year.
No. The Bulls beat a lot of people in the East.
I'm not even saying that.
What was the Bulls' record against Indiana? What was the Bulls' record against Indiana last year? And what was the Bulls' record against the Miami Heat? They always beat people in the regular season.
They only beat Indiana one time last year.
Okay, how many times did they beat the Heat last year?
Twice.
Okay, and what happened? They got sent home.
I know.
And if they'd have played Indiana,
and they'd lost to Brooklyn 2 times too last year. But what I'm saying, New York couldn't beat them. It wasn't even close. They handled New York last year. Handled them. And the thing is, New York ain't better than they were last year. New York actually...
No, they're not. They got worse.
They got worse. As I'm saying, the Bulls are a better team if they had, even without Derrick Rose, than New York is than the New York Knicks as they are. They picked up Bargnani.
Yeah.
They picked up Bargnani. What's he going to do?
Yeah, absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing. So I'm saying, the Bulls would still be a 5-6. The New York Knicks would have a better record than they would have because they probably beat other teams.
They played New York. They won 93-85. Then at New York, Bulls won 110-106. At New York again, Bulls won 108-101.
That was it. I think it was a 3.
Yeah, it was just 3.
So I mean, that's
yeah, they owned them.
I mean, it wasn't. I mean, the score sounded close, but I mean, it really wasn't that tight. I don't remember a tight game with the Knicks last year. So,
118, 111.
Oh, they had another game?
4.
It was 4? They won all 4 of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was, I was like, I didn't even get it. But the thing is, when you have a team like that, like the Knicks, who Carmelo Anthony has to score. The Bulls know how to take away. If you have one
but that's how
one
I feel
main
the
player.
Bulls are. Derrick Rose has to score.
No, I understand
when
that.
he comes back.
But
when they play without him.
This is the interesting thing about the Bulls.
The dynamic.
I like the way the Bulls play without Derrick Rose. I say if you can play the same way with Derrick Rose in the lineup, then you're unstoppable. Then you're darn near unstoppable. Something happens though when Derrick Rose comes in the game,
superstar syndrome.
Where all of a sudden nobody else knows how to play basketball.
We gotta watch him.
And I don't get it. I'm gonna tell you this. There's a player in the locker room that actually said to me, and I looked at him like, "You are crazy. You said that shit out loud." Where he said to me, "Well, when Derrick comes back, I just chilled." I was like, "What?" I'm not gonna say who said it. But he literally said, he's like, when Derrick came back, I thought,
I watch him.
I don't have to do what I do on a normal basis. Because Derrick just, I'm like, when I heard that, I'm like, I get it. I was like, I thought it was Derrick. It ain't Derrick. It's the rest of the team. All of a sudden, they forget how to play basketball.
I hate to cut you off, bro, but we might have to actually wrap this show up early, and let me tell you why.
Why?
Because it is Earl Jones' birthday, and at 11:45 in the great conference room, they are throwing a little something for him. So it's cool in us, in order to protect our checks here at Clear Channel, to go up and hobnob when the president of your company is having a birthday celebration and tease him a little bit so we can continue to do this show from right here in the lovely studios of WGCI, not me or Ahmed's basement.
So what he's saying is, we out of here.
We out of here. We see y'all next week. We gave y'all NBA. We still have some stuff we want to talk about. Like
Johnny Manziel, George Zimmerman.
We'll probably talk about that next week. And George Zimmerman. In a nutshell, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'm tired of talking about the George Zimmerman case. It's just another, people quick to play the race card, but they don't make laws for people being idiots. And that's just how I feel about it. But we'll go more into depth in it. Please follow us on Twitter at Sports Unplugged. Follow my man at Big Med, me at Leon Rogers. Subscribe to us. I promise you we're going to be back every week. We're going to do a show, even if it's a shortest 10, 15-minute blurb, because we are busy. We do have things that we need to do. But we're going to do the show. And we want to start getting you guys involved, but we can't do that unless you subscribe to us and let us see that you're liking the videos, that you're passing them around, spreading them around so other people can see them too. And we can get a bigger fan base going, okay? So for my man Big Mad and the Destin legend Leon Rogers, live and direct Sports Unplugged.